Yes, JPU family, welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Guys, what I am about to say, some people are going to like it and some people are not going to like it. But when you know over JPU, we just start the thing how it go and keep it moving. Now, over the last week or so, I have to tell you, I have been so turned off by the JLP supporters. I have. I don't know how you guys feel. You will tell me in the comments and I will be reading all of your comments. Two things that turn me off from the JLP. And if I'm turned off, I'm sure a lot of people are too. Perhaps independents. One, I see some comments about the candidate Garfield James, and I'm specifically talking about the internal runoff happening. The first thing is you see people typing things like James a turncoat, James a crossover, and all these derogatory terms for people who come over from another party. These people don't seem to understand that when folks read these comments, let us say that they're from the PNP or they're from another party, a third party or whatever, and them feel like say them want to join the JLP. When they read these comments, they're going to be turned off. They're not going to think that it's ever going to be a welcoming environment for them because they're going to be marginalized within the JLP because they came over from another party. So people are probably going to say, what's the point if I'm never going to be, brought in to the folds of the party and be treated or be viewed like everybody else? What is the point? These people don't understand that they're turning people off from the JLP than anything else. Because just because James is a part of an internal so-called democratic process, these people are going to be talking about the man a turncoat and the man a crossover and them something there. Now, if James goes into the general election, if he should win today and win the seat for the JLP, they won't be calling him crossover then. They won't be calling him turncoat then. And this is the nastiness about politics, why some people just don't bother and stay away from it. The next thing is, when you hear what some of these JLP bloggers, especially over on TikTok, what they have said in the past week. And I'm going to say it again. I've said it already. I'm going to say it again. Venetia is the one that caused it. I don't care zero vex because me I watch the whole thing from the runoff for Guan down at South Manchester to now. Me I watch the whole thing and this thing never get to a point where you see the people them openly a fight on one another until Venetia Phillips go open her mouth on the platform and started to accuse people of undermining and sabotaging and them something with no evidence of such, right? Now, I spoke with a JLP blogger today, and one of the things that he said to me is, listen, I don't know if you have been observing, but, I am really, really turned off by what I am hearing and seeing in the TikTok space between the JLP bloggers. And we talk about it for a while, And I emphasize that the JLP is taking a turn now where it looks like it's going to be bloggers who destroy the JLP. Are bloggers destroy the PNP now? Bloggers, little bit of blood them, destroy the PNP. And how they did that is because they had the backing of people like Peter Bunting. Of course they're going to destroy the PNP. Bunting was telling them to come out and say certain things and to fight down other bloggers, right? And that is what destroyed the PNP. So looking at what transpired on the TikTok platform over the last week, some of these bloggers, and I'm not just talking about the JLP now, I'm talking about the PNP because that's where I observed this, is that there always seems to be this power struggle among bloggers where some bloggers feel like, boy, them are the best blogger and them deserve to be leader of the bloggers or they deserve to have the acknowledgement of the party and all these things. You see me now? Me not see that as a set of people who are patriotic or who are do it for the love of their country and not for the like. You understand? When you take up this blogging thing and say you're coming out of social media to speak truth to power, to be spreading good news and good information and mash down this information, that is not something where you seek relevance for. That is not something where you seek recognition and acknowledgement for. You're doing it because you love your country, even more than you love your party. That's the purpose. But when you see these people with the power struggle and blogger against blogger, that is when a political organization should be worried. And the political representatives should disassociate themselves from that kind of thing, because it is very destructive, you know. So I just want to say, JLP will not turn off a whole heap of people with this internal runoff and the mindset of some of the supporters, right? With a political party, you want to be adding. You don't want to be subtracting, right? And I'm specifically saying that because when I hear people referring to Mr. James, who left the PNP and has been supporting and working with and for the JLP, and to hear people referring to him as crossover and turncoat, I mean, that is so disgusting to me. It really is, you know? And me not understand people like those. Them not understand, so when people see these comments, they don't want nothing to do with, you know. They don't want nothing to do with, you know. Because that's why me not deal with tribalism over here, so. And me not deal with diehardedness over here, so. Because people who are tribalists and dieharded, and them use these kind of languages to separate and to section people and make people feel like, you know, they're not qualified to be part of, you know, or if they weren't inborn and them something there. Oh, no, discuss me, man. God, no. I did shoot me attack. I don't care zero who vex. Oh, no need for change up on the folly grounds. And one little internal runoff a cause all of this. Eh? Oh, no, out there every day I tell people, say, oh, the government is doing this and the government is doing good. But in the same breath, you're telling people, don't come join our party or don't come join we because we're going to call you turncoat and we're going to call you crossover. You will never be one of us. You don't need for looking on yourself and get a stack and get a hole on yourself. You see, you over your son to deal with tribalism and over your son to deal with diehardedness. I don't feel no way you're saying what I say, because we never come out here from day one as a tribalist or as a dieharded. And everybody will come over that channel here. When you come for your truth, when you come for your righteousness, when you come for your unbiased opinions and them something there. Looking on yourself. You know how much people me know right now in a PNP just quiet. You then quiet. And I said they wouldn't want to join the JLP, right? But there may be several reasons why they don't. And perhaps now that I am looking at this whole thing and reading some comments, I call people who come over on the party, I call them turncoat and them something after the people and can serve the party. Me I say, no, man. Then I diss them want people to come join. No. This can't be right. That's not how you view people who come over to your party. You don't ever say that about people under any circumstance. And somehow you like democracy until you see democracy and it now work or you want it to work. Democracy should work one way at all time. Democracy should be the choice of the people in who they want to lead them. It's not like, say, anybody a challenge the leader of the... I mean, that would be very inappropriate. We saw how that worked out in the PNP, right? But on a party do some data collection, and the data collection shows that the man who is there is at a deficit. How comes we not see this happen down at South Manchester? How comes? Eh? I want somebody to tell me in the comment, how we not see this happen down at South Manchester? Why? Something is wrong. But if I were I would have stopped from turning off people. I would have stopped it. Yes. Because it's not a good thing. Especially now. Anyway, this is Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Keep it locked here. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next video.